So Black Panther has been one of my most anticipated MCU movies for a while now. Not only because Black Panther as a character is really cool and interesting, but the director Ryan Coogler directed one of my favorite films of all time. So I'd be excited for his next project no matter what, and the fact that it's an MCU film added immensely to my excitement. So, now that it's finally here, let's talk about it. And as usual, non-spoilers first, and then with a big warning, spoilers later on.
Soon, there will only be the conquered and the conquerors.
Okay, so everyone is going nuts over this film, saying it's an excellent movie and a cultural milestone in Hollywood history. In terms of that second one, yeah, much like Wonder Woman last year, this is a big step for diversity in Hollywood, and that's awesome. As a movie on the whole, it's pretty great. I wouldn't say excellent, but definitely not disappointing. Also, if my voice sounds weird and croaky, I just woke up and I didn't get a ton of sleep, so apologies in advance for that. Firstly, cast-wise, this is one of the best casts I think we've ever seen in the MCU. There's really no one who's not great here. Boseman, we've already seen he's great as this character, and he obviously gets a lot more time to shine here. Michael B. Jordan kills it as the villain, and can I just say, Marvel has been getting so much better with their villains these days. This guy and the Vulture are some of the best superhero movie villains we've seen in a few years. They're not just generic crazy evil guys. Killmonger is intimidating and has a backstory you can sympathize with, and a motivation you can totally understand. Everyone else in Wakanda is fantastic. Martin Freeman is in this more than I expected, and he's always a welcome addition. And Andy Serkis is weird, but not bad by any stretch.
You idiots! The bullets won't penetrate!
Speaking of Killmonger's motivation, one of the things that surprised me in this is how much kind of political drama it has, and how not boring it was. There's a lot of conflict in this film about countries sharing their resources, and what countries are morally obligated to do, versus what's in their best interests, and it was something very unique in terms of stuff we've seen in the MCU so far, which was great to see. Also, in terms of the plot in general, I like that it went in somewhat new directions sometimes. Like, yes, it does follow the superhero movie formula to an extent, but there were a few points where I was like, oh, we haven't really seen that before in an MCU film. And contrary to what I thought it would be, the big climactic fight didn't really feel like a Phase 1 Marvel thing, with hero fighting villain wearing a similar suit. I mean, technically it is that, but I guess it was executed well enough that it didn't feel like the same old thing again. Also, this world in general is something completely different from what we've seen in the MCU or any superhero film. I love the idea for this. A country disguised as a poor third world country that's actually insanely technologically advanced. Like, to the point where it actually makes Iron Man look like an antique. The world feels real and has so much awesome tech, and I would love to explore more of it in a sequel. The actual technology in this film is incredible, and Black Panther's upgraded suit in this, I thought it was just going to be the same thing from Civil War with a few tweaks, but no, it's definitely upgraded, and it is so awesome. This is cool almost on the same level as first time I saw the Iron Man suit. I'm sure this idea for a suit has been done before, but it's such a great concept, and it was really fun to see in the action scenes. And just all the tech they have in Wakanda, especially the weaponry. It's insane and awesome, and I cannot wait to see this army with all their might go up against Thanos in 2 months. As far as those action scenes, they're pretty good. Some stuff is more just, standard Marvel action, and then some stuff you really see Ryan Coogler shine. Some people have complained about the South Korea car chase just being kinda generic. That was one of my favorite action scenes in the whole film. The big final battle is also pretty amazing. The music here is also really good, and actually stands out from the usual superhero movie triumphant music, and there are some shots that are just gorgeous, so hats off for that. Now, while I enjoyed this movie, there are some things I wasn't a huge fan of. For one, the pacing isn't perfect. There are points where it slows down considerably, and I feel like a bit of that could have been trimmed down a little. For me, the first 2/3 of the film I was thinking, hey, this is pretty good, and then the last third I was like, okay, now this is awesome. Some humor also doesn't work, and on that note, I have to say, I think this film may contain the worst moment in the entire MCU. Ever. I'll talk about that in spoilers. Some action isn't great. The first big action scene is very shaky and dark and hard to follow, and just not as good as the rest of it. Some CGI also looks not amazing. There's one shot specifically of Black Panther jumping, and it looks pretty computer generated. But hey, that's more or less it. So before we get into the spoilers, I'll wrap this part up. Overall, Black Panther is a really good time with great action, amazing casting, a truly incredible world, and a pretty interesting story. It's not without its problems though, and I guess this is more my fault, but I was expecting this to be like the greatest MCU film ever, and for me, it wasn't. It's a step above your average, pretty good MCU movie, but it's not quite at the level of the best of the best. I'll give Black Panther a 9 out of 10. Okay, so before we get into the spoilers, real quick I want to do a little plug for something that I myself actually made. Many of you know my friend and I do a podcast, and this week we decided to try something new in addition to the podcast, which is commenting over a film, and then I edit it down from 2 hours to about 20 minutes. The first one we did was for The Incredibles, because of that trailer that just came out, so go check that out on the podcast channel. There's a link down below, hope you like it. To be clear, it's not replacing the pod, it's a new thing in addition to it. Alright, plug done. Now we're getting into the spoilers. If you haven't seen Black Panther, go out, watch it, then come back here. You've been warned. So, there's not a ton of spoiler stuff to talk about here, just a few things I want to mention. That moment that I said was the worst moment in the MCU ever. Okay, maybe that was a bit hyperbolic, but there's a part where T'Challa's sister looks at his shoes and yells, "What are those?" And it made me want to die. In a movie that was otherwise pretty great, that moment just really stood out. And if you thought it was bad now, wait until 5 years from now when the reference is really out of date. Other stuff, Forrest Whitaker dies. Alright, didn't really hit me in a huge emotional way. T'Challa himself is actually out of the action for a while. I was thinking while watching that part, if this wasn't part of a big franchise, and if we didn't know there were going to be films after this, and it was just its own standalone thing, you might be able to believe that T'Challa died halfway through, and that was the big twist. I mean, it's very unlikely, but he's gone for a decent amount of time, considering he's the main character. And I just thought, if you had a friend who knew nothing about any of these films, and they went into this completely blind, they might actually think the big twist was T'Challa dies halfway through. But that's not the case, and we even saw the Infinity War trailer before the film. Which, side note, seeing that for the first time in the cinema was amazing. Stan Lee shows up in the only place he'd really fit in this film, the casino. Cool. And finally, the end credit scenes. The one in the middle was okay, although I'm kinda disappointed that they showed that in a lot of the trailers. You don't show the end credit scene in a trailer. I just found that kinda strange. And the last one, we all knew it was either gonna be Bucky or Cap, and it's Bucky. He's there in Wakanda, and he's awake and cured, I guess. Cool enough, nothing really that huge though. So those were my thoughts on Black Panther. What did you think of it? Let me know all of your thoughts down below in the comments. While you're at it, be sure to like this video, check out my Instagram and Twitter at BHL_Hudson. Check out this podcast about movies and TV and whatnot I do every other week with a friend of mine. It's called The Poorly Planned Podcast. And subscribe for more videos like the one you just watched. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.